Hello and a very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the morning news on CNN News 18 and I am Koena Sharma and I'll take you through all the latest news and updates from in and around the world. But first up, let's talk about the top story of this hour. Amid the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the Kremlin has accused Ukraine of trying to carry out drone strikes on the Kremlin to assassinate President Vladimir Putin. Now, the Russian air defenses shot down 2 drones attempting to strike Putin's residence, after which Russia has kept its aircraft on standby, followed by air sirens being blown in Kyiv. Now, footage which cannot be independently verified allegedly shows how drone exploded right at the rooftop of the Kremlin. Now, meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has responded to the alleged drone attacks, saying that Ukraine didn't attack Putin or Moscow and that they fight on their own territory. Now, it is being believed that this could be a turning point in the opening conflict.
You know, I can repeat this message, and I think it will at least will be understandable for everybody. We don't attack Putin or Moscow. We fight on our territory. We are defending our villages and cities. We don't have, enough weapon for this. That's why we don't use it anywhere. For us, that is the deficit. We can't spend it. And we didn't attack Putin. We leave it to tribunal.
They lost all their respect, if they had some. I'm not the one to judge, but this is what's been happening right now. And because of that, he has to do some unexpected moves.
Now, after Russia claimed Ukraine tried to kill Putin through drone attack on Kremlin, CNN News 18's Maria Shakil spoke to Ukrainian MP over the issue. Listen in.
How is Ukraine viewing this allegation that is coming in from the Russian Federation that their president, there was an attempt to assassinate the Russian president?
The question is, who started the war? The war was started by Russian invasion to Ukraine. Never ever any Ukrainian soldier crossed Russian border. Never. It never happened. But Russia attacked our country, killing our women and children far from frontline. So speaking about the last incident in Moscow, first of all, there is already a comment from press secretary of Ukrainian president that Ukraine is not involved in this accident. So it was not a Ukrainian attack. That is official command.
Question is also, if Ukraine thinks that Russia is the aggressor, there are several countries that think the same. But the larger question is of what is the end game here if Russia is looking at escalation further? I mean, they have made this charge that there has been an assassination bid on their president.
Not several countries think like this, but majority of United Nations thinks like this. In the votings in United Nations, I think it was 130 or 140 nations which supported and voted that Russia is aggressor. Again, more than 100 nations, not just several nations, more than 100 nations, because it's clear for everybody that Russia is aggressor. Speaking about their president, he is a war criminal. He should be killed. Better definitely that he should be executed as a war criminal. That is much better option. But in any way, as the person who started the war, he should be ready for any development of the situation. But by the way, one of the possible
Alexei, isn't this provocation then? Isn't this provocation then? Yes, you are making this charge that he is a war criminal, but to say that he should be killed is a provocation for which Russia will react, even as Kyiv prepares for a counter response.
He is war criminal. It is said by International Criminal Court. International Criminal Court issued a warrant on arrest of Putin because he is connected and he organized deportation, forceful deportation, kidnapping of Ukrainian children. So it's not me who said that he is war criminal. Yes. That is said by International Criminal Court.
Okay, Russian media, Alexei, is saying that the bombers and jets are on standby. Kyiv is also preparing for counters. And some breaking news that is coming in, and it's on our television screens, that air raid alert in Kiev as Russia prepares counters. You are in Kiev. What is the mood like on ground?
I'm in Kiev. Russia attacked Kiev many times during this war. Many times. So can Russia again attack Kiev? Yes, they can. They attacked Kiev this night. This night, Kiev was attacked by Iranian drones, by Russians.
Now, as the tensions continue to escalate between Russia and Ukraine, CNN News 18's managing editor Zaka Jacob spoke to CNN's Fareed Zakaria over the issue. Let's listen in.
Big claim that has been made by the Kremlin overnight. They say that there were 2 Ukrainian drones that made an attempted assassination hit on Vladimir Putin. How do you view these allegations? What is the reading also, both in the White House and the U.S. intelligence community, about this big claim that's being made from Russia's side?
The feeling here is that it is probably not true. The Ukrainians certainly could fly a drone that far. I think it's about 800 kilometers. But it's not clear why they would do so, why they would do so now. Putin's offices and homes are very well fortified. It's highly unlikely that you could achieve very much with it. And the Ukrainians deny it. It's always possible that they've done it, but it's worth remembering first, their supposition that it could be Russian mercenaries who in some way angry with Putin, Russian soldiers. It's also worth remembering Putin has a lot of enemies within Russia. There are dissidents in Russia. There are disgruntled oligarchs. And you know what this really shows us, and this is an ominous sign of the future of war, these things are very easy to do. You don't need to have a powerful army that's well equipped the way the Ukrainian army is now. Drones are not that expensive. They're easy to operate. Whether or not this was a highly weaponized drone, we don't know. But we certainly know that it would not be difficult for many parties to fly a drone that far into Russian territory.
So you've said that this could likely be some kind of a false flag operation, or this is a tall claim being made by Russia, and that Ukraine is unlikely or even have the capability to try and pull off something like this. Do you, precisely for those reasons, fear that Russia could use this as some kind of an excuse for a counteroffensive and even choose to escalate it? Putin has been making these repeated threats for the last year about pressing the nuclear button and using tactical nuclear weapons and so on and so forth. Or do you reckon that they will not wager climbing the escalation ladder for something like what happened today?
Well, at one level, the Russians have been escalating all year. They have been bombing civilian targets well outside of the areas of battle. They've been bombing hospitals. They've been bombing nursery schools. They've bombed power supplies. They've bombed Kyiv several times, even though that's far from the battle lines. What they haven't done is use any kind of tactical nuclear weapons and things like that. I doubt very much Russia would do that. I think that Putin knows that were he to go down that path, he would almost certainly lose the tacit support of China, India. He might even get pressured by both those countries. It would be a strategic game changer in terms of the way in which the world viewed the conflict, and he wouldn't gain that much. It's not as if the Ukrainians would surrender because Putin used one tactical nuclear weapon. For the Ukrainians, this is an existential struggle about the future of their nation. And I doubt very much that they would change that. No, the battle lines have hardened. We will wait to see what the Ukrainian offensive will look like. But I think in broad terms, what you're looking at is some kind of a stalemate where the Ukrainians will probably gain some territory in their counteroffensive over the next few months. But they will probably not liberate all of the Donbass, all of Crimea. And so at that point, you do have to start wondering whether or not there is a path to negotiations, there is a path to some kind of settlement. It will be very difficult. Neither side is strong enough to win, but neither side is willing yet to compromise. And that's why this is likely to be a kind of protracted stalemate.
Well, India is all set to host the SCO foreign ministers meet in Goa today and tomorrow. Now, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar arrived on Wednesday to take stock of the preparations ahead of the meeting. Now, Jaishankar is also expected to chair bilateral meet with his Chinese and Russian counterparts. Interestingly, Pakistan's Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari will also attend the meet. However, a bilateral meet between India and Pakistan hasn't been confirmed yet from either side. Now, today's SCO meet also holds significance as it is happening after the alleged assassination attack on the Russian President Vladimir Putin, for which the Kremlin has blamed Ukraine.
The setting is very scenic, but the conversations are going to be very, very intense. The groundwork is already set. The national coordinators of the SCO member nations are already amidst intense discussions and documents are being firmed up. The Foreign Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, is already in Goa on the 3rd of May, even though the SCO meeting actually happens on the 5th, because there are crucial bilaterals that are scheduled on the 4th that include Russia and China. The two big nations, the equations frosty with China and, of course, Pakistan. What is going to be the outlook? What is going to be the net takeaway? Trade and terrorism be the focus. Will this SCO and India's leadership and chairmanship bear fruitful results for India, which is fast wanting to become the champion of the global south, and also nations in Asia which are looking up to a vibrant democracy and a growing democracy like India? Will China want to engage with India at a mutually agreeable level? Will this again pave the way for the larger conversation at the larger SCO summit? The foreign ministers of these nations will take stock. They will also decide the future strategy and the road ahead.
S. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister of India, has already arrived in Goa on the 3rd of May, and he has arrived quite early, and it tells a lot about how big this event is going to be and how much of preparedness India is looking forward to having before this whole important meeting deliberates issues of regional cooperation, issues of global concern and challenges. We know that globally this is the time when the world is facing a lot of common challenges ever since this pandemic has happened, and then after that this whole Russia-Ukraine war, which has caused a lot of supply chain disruption, crisis of fuel, food shortage and fertilizer shortage. Then there are this concept of regional connectivity among these members of SCO countries, and amidst this all regional cooperation that SCO grouping is mandated to, there are bilateral issues of India and China and India and Pakistan as well. Whether these bilateral issues will overshadow the common challenges and common agenda, that remains to be seen.
All right, we're getting some breaking inputs. Encounter has been reported in Wanigam Payan Kareri area of Baramulla. It's a big win for the forces as 2 terrorists have been neutralized. Now, identification has been ascertained and incriminating material like arms and ammunition, including 1 AK-47 rifle and 1 pistol has been recovered. Now, I'll repeat, it's a big win for the forces as 2 terrorists have been neutralized in Baramulla area of Jammu Kashmir. Now, I'm being joined by my colleague Ishan Wani on the broadcast. Ishan Wani, what more details are we gathering from the ground?
Well, what we know so far is that in the early morning hours, security forces cordoned off this entire area in Kredi. following which there was an exchange of gunfire that took place on both the sides. The gunfire was during the night time. It was a crucial operation for the security forces. We are told that two of these militants who were hiding inside the vicinity have been killed. AK-47 rifle have been recovered, and a pistol has also been recovered. Now, why are these operations important? This is because 2 days back, if you see, meeting was chaired by ADGP Kashmir regarding the G20. And it was clearly told to the SSPs to focus on anti-militancy operation and trying to make sure that these operations are carried out in the districts. And this is the second operation. First one took place in Kopara near the line of control where infiltration had taken place, and these militants were in the vicinity, and then exchange of gunfire took place with them as well. So yes, anti-militancy operations gathering pace. We haven't been told the identification of these two militants yet, but as we speak, the operation is still underway. One has to see that what all details do police give.
All right. Thank you so much, Ishan Vani, for all the updates. We'll keep coming back to this story as the day proceeds. Now, moving our focus, as the Karnataka elections are just 6 days away, the politics is heating up over Congress party's poll promise of banning Bajrangdal in its election manifesto. Now, as the BJP and Congress continue to lock horns over this, Bajrangdal has upped the ante. And today, the pro-Hindu outfit will recite Hanuman Chalisa in temples across the state of Karnataka. Earlier, the Bajrangdal expressed its outrage against Congress by burning the party's poll manifesto and staging protests in front of Congress's office. Now, as the politics heats up over Congress's poll promise of banning Bajrangdal, CNN News 18's managing editor Zaka Jacob spoke exclusively to CM Baswaraj Bommai. Let's listen in.
This promise made by the Congress yesterday to ban the Bajrangdal, they are saying it's a extremist organization, it is a militant organization. Why is the BJP and your extended other organizations making this such a big issue in the election campaign?
See, Congress also knows very well Bajrang is not an extreme organization or a militant one. The issue is they try to satisfy the minorities, PFI and SDPI. In the real hurry to satisfy them, they have shown Bajrangdal along with them. You can't weigh a nationalist thinking organization with the anti-national organization. See, PFI has been proved again and again. There are a lot of cases and a lot of people have been put behind bars for last so many years. That has been very clearly established. Whereas in Bajrangdal, there is not even a single case of that sort. So it is very, very blatantly Congress has tried to lie to appease the minorities, and that's how there is a very big reaction against them. People can see through the game of Congress.
But they have today put out a list of cases that were filed against Bajrangdal activists, even by your government, even in the last couple of years. How do you
the nature of cases of Bajrangdal and nature of cases of PFI and which sections are, they are totally different. Most of the PFI cases have been handling by NIA. What it means? NIA means international connections are there, terror connections are there. Show me one in Bajrangdal. So, to ban an organization, there is a rules, and state government doesn't have a powers to ban. Bajrangdal is in so many states. It's only the center has to do. So, Congress can never dream near anywhere to come to power. So, it's just a poll gimmick to appease minorities. It is very well established.
Now, continuing with the updates from the state of Karnataka itself, Uttar Kannada region, a part of coastal Karnataka, is considered to be the stronghold of BJP. But the wind in this region has always blown in a different direction during the elections. Now, the region that had gone by ideology in most of the elections is now looking for a change. To know more, watch this ground report by my colleague Ritu from Kumta.
The
The beautiful town of Kumta is lying on the coastal line of Arabian Sea. It offers tantalizing beaches with black rocks, ancient temples and sprawling greenery. Now, anyone who is hearing this would be finding Kumta as quite relaxing. But right now, in this assembly election, the political temperature here is too high, as people here are predicting that there is a neck-to-neck competition between all three parties, BJP, Congress and JDS. Well, what makes this constituency different? And what is that the voters have to say? Let's try and understand all this. Uttar Kannada was traditionally considered to be the stronghold of the BJP. In the past few years, Uttar Kannada also witnessed few communal issues, but the peace has been restored now. But the political equations over few decades have changed here. Any party who has gone on to win majority seats have never been able to retain them back in the next election. In 2013, BJP went on to win just 1 seat while Congress won 5 seats. But in 2018, the equations changed where Congress went on to win just 1 seat and the BJP won 5 seats. And now people here say that in this assembly election, the history might repeat.
अभी ये कुमटा में अभी पुराना बीजेपी था, अभी हो जाएगा कांग्रेस और जेडीएस। वो अच्छा है, दोनों कैंडिडेट है, देखेंगे। उसमें बहुत लोग बोलता है जेडीएस है करके, बहुत लोग भी कांग्रेस है करके सभी बोलता है। इधर हमारा लास्ट टाइम में बीजेपी सरकार था कर्नाटका में, वो एक इजी मेथड था एक काम हॉस्पिटल बनाने का। अभी बोल रहा है उतना 12,000 करोड़ वो करोड़ लेके आ सकता है। एक पहले एक इमरजेंसी हॉस्पिटल बनाना है ना।
In Kumta, for a change, there is a close fight between Congress and JDS as the present BJP MLA is facing an anti-incumbency because many people here say that he hasn't been accessible to them. Meanwhile, the former Congress MLA Sharda Mohan and 13 other aspirants were eyeing a ticket from Congress party. But the party's high command decided to field a fresh face, Nivedit Alwa. Meanwhile, the JDS candidate Suraj Nayak, who says he is a localite from Kumta and thus the people will vote for him because he has been able to be for the people here. However, all three candidates seems to be very confident that they will win this election.
In that all agitation or whatever, I was in BJP. But these people, they triggered the sentiment of our Hindu people and they did nothing. They never they have given justice to Paresh Mehta family. They only said it is a murder. Actually, it was an suspected murder or whatever. It was unidentified death or whatever they call. But these people took this issue as a political agenda rather than they never gave justice to Paresh Mehta family. So in 2018, maybe Paresh Mehta issue was burning issue and they took advantage. But in 2023, the same issue will hit BJP people.
The ground response, not just in Kumta, but in the whole of Uttar Kannada and across Karnataka, is one of tremendous anti-incumbency. The Congress party has been on the ground for a really long time, and all the what we have put forward in the manifesto, especially oriented towards women, oriented towards fishermen, and more importantly, oriented towards all those who have been having a really tough time over the last 5 years under this government. Everywhere we're going, the quality of life, cost, the price rise, simple things like fishermen not having kerosene over the last 5 years and what they've been facing because of that. So, and the Congress party this time is, we are on the ground with a positive attitude.
बोलने को सब रहता है, लेकिन प्रूफ करके मांगता है ना, प्रूफ करना मांगता है। वो बोलता है, बोलने का उसको कुछ करने को होता नहीं, वो प्रूफ देना मांगता है। और डेवलपमेंट जो है ना, मेरा कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में 1,800 करोड़ डेवलपमेंट किया है।
Well, Kumta Honawar Assembly constituency is battling with various civic issues. But if one tries and understands that how people have voted the leaders in the past, then of course the voters either have gone by the leaders' ideology or by the caste. But this time it will be interesting to watch that whether voters will vote for the change. In Kumta with video journalist Sudhakar Ritu for CNN News 18.
Well, we are slipping into a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Sir, one kodi illi. Adagilva? Okay.
Okay, so looks like we have the twistato that's ready.
Yes, ready.
So you add some chaat masala type powder on it, and then there's, you can see some sauce. Looks like mayo.
I think it's mayo and
looks
peri
like
peri,
mayo,
if I'm not wrong.
All right, let's try the twistato.
Like it?
Pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like peri peri fries.
Yes.
It's spicy, and the mayo sort of cuts through the spice, so that's good. But it's like, yeah, peri peri potato fries. Nice. Let's try some authentic Kannada place.
Sure.
Because obviously, I mean, this street has a great food history to it. So, what is it that we should be trying?
In fact, there's some Bangarpet charts that we should try.
Okay.
It's near Kolar. It's known for its taste. It's different than what you would find in other parts of the country. And they use a lot of ingredients that's locally available.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like authentic local chaat.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Oh, you should see this. There's a dish called Congress masala. So keeping the election season in mind, you have a Congress masala. I wonder if there's a BJP masala in this.
No.
There isn't one, okay.
There's no. I think Congress masala would be this one. Yeah, it's basically peanut masala.
Let's try some Congress masala. This is just made out of peanuts? I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
So what is so special about it? What does he add? Okay.
So that's just plain Congress. You'll get a Congress masala with onion and various other ingredients added.
Should we try that?
Yes.
क्या-क्या add कर रहे हैं आप?
Onion, carrot, कुकुम्बो, पूरा mix कर दें.
So it's a bit like Bhel Puri, but a local version of Bhel Puri. Okay. Interesting. There you have it. This is the Congress masala. Let's...
Well, we're getting some breaking inputs from the national capital. Amid the restless protest against WFI boss Brij Bhushan, high drama in the national capital is unfolding. Now, Congress's Dipinder Singh Hooda claims that the police took him to custody when he reached Jantar Mantar and has allegedly brought him to the Vasant Vihar police post. Now, Delhi police has written a statement claiming that Aam Aadmi Party's Somnath Bharti came at the protest site along with folding beds without permission. Now, the statement further read that on intervention, the supporters became aggressive in trying to get the beds out of the truck. Subsequently, a minor altercation took place in which Somnath Bharti along with two others were detained.
5 मिनट से मैं 6 मिनट नहीं करूंगा जी सर. मैं स्पष्ट रूप से केवल 5 मिनट कह रहा हूँ, 6 मिनट नहीं. और उसमें और मैं साथ में जो है सबसे अपील करके, और मैं सबसे अपील करता हूँ कि भाई ये अति संवेदनशील स्थिति है. हमारा आंदोलन पूर्णतः शांतिपूर्ण है. इसको पूर्णतः शांतिपूर्ण इस आंदोलन का हम बेटियों के साथ रहेंगे. मैं इसमें आपको इसमें क्या दिक्कत हो सकती है आप बताओ सर. इसमें क्या दिक्कत हो सकती है?
अभी यहाँ पे सर कुछ इश्यू हो गए हैं सर. और
नहीं, वो इश्यू हो गए इसीलिए हम आए. इश्यू हो गए इसीलिए
आने से सर शांति भंग का आदेश है सर. अगर आप यहाँ पे आगे जाएंगे तो हमें आपको डिटेन करना पड़ेगा सर. मैं आपसे बहुत ही रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ.
नहीं मैं
सर आप हमको पीसफुली हमारी एक्टिविटी करनी.
अकेले जाने की कह रहे हैं.
अकेले भी है सर. हमें दिक्कत है सर. मैं ऑन कैमरा आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि आपके आने से शांति भंग होने का अंदेशा है, इसलिए हम आपको अगर आप
पार्लियामेंट के मेंबर हैं मेरे हमारे शांतिपूर्ण जाएंगे। ऐसी बात करें, शांतिपूर्ण जाएंगे, शांतिपूर्ण जाएंगे। आप वहाँ पे पुलिस ही अगर अशांति करे,
मैडम
देखिए दीपेंद्र सामने पुलिस से बातचीत कर रहे हैं और सामने जो है उनको डिटेन करने की बात की जा रही है यहाँ पर। और मंत्र पहुंचे थे ये पहलवानों ने जैसे आह्वान किया यहाँ पर आने के लिए,
प्लीज सर मैं रास्ता बना रहा हूँ आपके लिए।
रास्ता
सर आप घेर रहे हैं, हाथ पकड़ लीजिए।
तो भी यहाँ पर अंदर नहीं लेके जाऊंगा, मुझे अंदर जाने दिया जाए। और प्रशासन ये कह रहा है कि अगर यहाँ से आपने दो कदम भी आगे रखे तो हमको मजबूरन डिटेन करना पड़ेगा। ये यहाँ पर मेंशन किया गया है कि मजबूरन डिटेन करना पड़ेगा। देखिए आगे कुछ कह रहे हैं।
आपका और हमारा पहला वो नहीं है जी सर। मैं तो आप हमें जानते हैं, मैं आपको जानता हूँ सर।
Well, the drama in the national capital continues to unfold and intensify over the protesting wrestlers against the WFI chief, Brij Bhushan. Now, the Congress leader Dipinder Singh Hooda claims that the police has taken him into custody. Well, it's a wrap from my side. Stay tuned to CNN News 18 for more news and updates. Thanks for watching.